Hi, so this is my Observing Myself as a Critical Reader in English 201 final project. I really apologize that this is on Zoom and that I can't present this as a slideshow. I've tried numerous different apps, the ones you've listed, some of them cost money, so I wasn't able to do those. And every time I try to share it as a slideshow, it shows up as loading and then none of the slides show up. So this is the best I can record this. Again, I'm so sorry. So my first slide is the reader response theory. So the reader response theory is said to be a theory that contains textual meaning that happens in the reader's response to the text that they are analyzing and going over everything that every person is included in. The readings relate to specific aspects, such as gender, culture, experience, and many more. Um, it's transactional, and it means that the text and the reader are giving and taking with one another when analyzing and interpreting the text. Um, in the second and third picture, you can see that it is a worksheet on the reader response theory. Um, the reader response theory in these two pictures are on the novel The Things They Carried, which is a text I really did enjoy reading. I feel like I have a hard time reading and understanding what I read and interpreting it. So using this worksheet really did help me lay out my thoughts and really understand what I was learning. I felt like I connected and understood the character Tom O'Brien. I loved how he said that the letters he held was weight on his shoulders. I know I say this in a lot of my homework assignments, but I just really do love that about him as a character. And I really did greatly enjoy reading this novel. So the next slide is reading strategies. So we were given a list of these reading strategies, and I went down, read all of them, and I tried all of them. However, the ones that really stuck with me the most were reading slowly. So, like I said, interpreting and reading can be very hard for me. So, reading slowly really has helped me understand what I am learning better and just what I am reading better. And the second one is rereading because I feel like if I read things 2 or 3 times, it helps me really grasp what's happening, the plot, the climax, the characters, and just like understand it all so much better. And number 4 is the last one that was really beneficial to me, and that's underlining, circling, or highlighting passages that I found important. Um, because this just helps me like keep track of what I thought was important while reading these texts. I used these strategies when we read Sophocles' Antigone, and this was probably the hardest reading assignment I had in this class. I found the text very hard to analyze and read. So when I used these strategies, it kind of just helped break it down for me and make it a lot easier than it was at first. The next slide is digital tool application. And we used many different digital tools in this course over the semester. And Flipgrid turned out to be my favorite, even though it was my least favorite at one time. Um, I know that doesn't make sense, but Flipgrid is something that made me very uncomfortable. I didn't really like speaking out about things that I learned at the beginning of the class or really talking into a screen. But it's honestly become my favorite thing because I was put in such an uncomfortable position. I feel like I can talk about anything anywhere now with more confidence. Um, so yes, that was my favorite one. A connection in this class. I think this class has taught me a lot of things that I'm able to connect to other classes. The first thing being is that it's an online class, so it taught me time management in my life and my other homeworks because it made me hold myself accountable since I didn't meet with you on a week-to-week basis. I just think that it being an online class really did help me for life and for other classes. Another connection is that the reading strategies really helped me better understand literature and reading, and it just prepared me for other classes, such as my first year writing seminar, where we are given a lot of work containing reading and writing. So I just think that everything I've learned in this class is really going to transfer so well into helping me with that class and in my life. The next slide is challenges. So some of the challenges I was faced with was understanding poetry in this class and reading some of the harder readings, such as Antigone. I've had a hard time understanding poetry, what it really means, like what's the meaning behind it for a while. But I feel like throughout this class, I've learned how to analyze it better and like how to interpret texts and like understand that everything that's happening. Um, the next slide is my most memorable experience with literature in this course, and it is definitely going to have to be the tweet slides for me. And I remember when we were first told to do these, I was very confused. I didn't really know what the point of it was. But after getting to look through all the accounts and finding the account that I followed, which was Advice to Writers, I honestly fell in love with it. I always used to think that literature was just books and paper, and like finding it in tweet accounts, like I really do love I love um kind of like quotes, I guess you would say, or like little inspirational stuff. And getting to go through this account every week and pick out a tweet that I wanted to share and like elaborating on it and like kind of seeing the deeper meaning behind it was something I really did enjoy. And it was definitely my favorite part. And I definitely will be continuing to do this even after this class. So the next slide is my aha moment. So this class made me realize a lot. It made me realize that I actually do really love literature. I just think I was taught it wrong the whole time. And I feel like in my previous classes, we were focused more on just the books, the paper aspect, doing what the curriculum said, which we definitely did in this class. However, getting to do the little things such as picking a book for pleasure and reading and talking about that was fun because we then got to just, like I said, read something that we like other than something assigned to us. I also feel like this Twitter slide shares put literature into different perspective. Like it can be online too. You can find it on Twitter, probably Instagram. So it did make me realize that. And it made me realize that I do like Flipgrids and I do like talking aloud. And I love this class. I think it made me realize a lot. And I'm very grateful to have taken it. So thank you for everything this semester. This is my works cited page. And thank you so much.